Hello, this is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech number 179, the March 2015 speculation and investment video. We've got lots of crazy stuff going on. We just saw the pre-release for Dragons of Tarkir, and Judge promos were spoiled. Let's jump right in. In Vintage, I'm suggesting that individuals buy Gush and try playing it in EDH. Gush is the most powerful card that is not restricted in Vintage. It is incredible. It does really well in a deck that includes Fast Spawn. If you've got a lower curve, or you're playing cards like Exploration or Burgeoning, it's very easy to put those cards back into your hand. It's a great card. It's only about $1. In foil, it's running about $20. Overall, it's a wonderful undiscovered card in EDH. Another one from Vintage that I'm just shocked has not recovered in price from its low point after Standard is Phyrexian Metamorph. This guy is a powerhouse. I lost 2 games because of him at the last Friday Night Magic Vintage tournament at Card Kingdom, and he's only $5. 3 mana is so easy to get in Vintage and in EDH. He's a copy of anything. I don't think we'll see Phyrexian Mana back, at least not for another year or two. Now is the time to get in before people realize how powerful this clone is. Another card that I'm recommending individuals pick up is Dak Vaden. I know he was in an earlier video, but the buy list price on him just jumped over at Card Kingdom. They're offering $30 in credit or $22.50 in cash. On TCG Player, they're running about $25 to $34. He's about to jump up. His playability is very high in Legacy and in Vintage. This is a wonderful card from Conspiracy that is so much fun to play. In Legacy, now is also the time to get into Wastelands. I know they're expensive, but this is the lowest point they've been for a while. They may start to recover after the Judge Foil comes out. Judge Foils are printed actually in a pretty small quantity, so they're going to be tough for individuals to get. There isn't going to be a real dip in the market because of the Judge Foils. If you want to get into Legacy, now is a decent time to get into Wastelands. They're about $30 to $40 less than they were several months ago. Another great Legacy pickup to look for is foil Flusterstorms. Regular Flusterstorms have jumped from about $35 to $65 recently. The foils have only jumped from about $70 to $85. I expect foil Flusterstorms to move into the $130 to $150 range. They're a beautiful Judge foil, very rare, very tough to get a hold of. Look out for them. They are way underpriced right now. Snapcaster and Liliana are 2 cards that I've been recommending individuals look at buying for several months, and they finally started to go up. Lili's at about the 90 range. I wouldn't continue to invest in her. I would hold off to see what effect the foils that are about to come out from the Pro Tour qualifiers have on the market. We could see a small dip, or at least a dip in the foil price when those enter the market. Long term, though, I believe that she has potential to be a $110, $120, $130 card as really the Planeswalker face of Modern. She is a really enjoyed card by the players with a lot of upside. Snapcaster Mage, I don't think has hit his peak yet. He's better than Dark Confidant. He's playable in every single format, and he is blue. Blue has an extra value added to it. We could likely see this guy at $60 or $70. I would not sell out of him at the $45, $50 range. I would hold on to him for a few more months, probably until late summer, and see where the price is then. In Modern and in Standard, I'm suggesting to buy Tasigur. Tasigur's at about $6 right now over at Card Kingdom. They even had a special a little bit earlier this week on their email list for $4 Tasigurs, although those sold out in less than an hour. This guy is a $10 to $15 solid card for years to come because he fights Tarmogoyf really well. You can have him out very early in the game and clear your graveyard, shrinking your opponent's Goyf. If it goes to the late game, you can start drawing extra cards. He's seeing a little bit of edge play in Legacy also. Very, very powerful card. Pick them up before you miss out. Cavern of Souls is another that has finally started to jump up. Caverns are going for 21 to 25 right now, but I don't think they've hit their high point. They beat Force of Wills. I'm playing them right now in Legacy, in Death and Taxes, and they are incredible. They're really, really good in Modern, and almost no one is playing them there yet. Pick them up before they hit the $30 or $40 range. It's a wonderful card. It's the type of card that makes fair decks compete with counterspell decks. In Standard, I would also pick up any of the gods. They're at low prices right now that have long-term appeal to EDH or casual players or have appeal in the Modern format. Thassa is Modern playable. Very nice card. $7 is very reasonable for a Mythic that is Modern edge playable. Whisperwood Elemental, on the other hand, I don't see having a home in Modern. I would sell them at this point. They're doing really well in Standard. They might maintain price for a few more months until people figure out how to deal with them. But once people do, they'll start to drop back down in price. Judge foils really shake things up. And seeing Damnation as a judge foil was a huge surprise to me. I thought the Damnation would be printed in the next Modern Masters. The judge foil seems to indicate that it won't. This means that the Damnation price is not stable. It's likely to go up. Everybody likes the artwork on the original more than the full art. So I would even pick up the judge foils at the $75 range when they come out, maybe even a little bit more, because they're going to be very popular for Cube or Modern. Right now we're seeing fetch lands start to recover a little bit in price. Bloodstained Mire was down around 7 for a little while. He's moving up to 8 to 10. Now is the time to get into the fetches. I'll talk about that a little bit more in closing. See the Unwritten is a speculation that I am banking on Zendikar seeing a return of Eldrazi. Eldrazi are a huge fan favorite, and this would be a great way to get them out way too early in the game. It's a very fun card in EDH. It's very reasonably priced at the $3 to $6 range. Dragons of Tarkir just came out, and there's a lot of people looking at this set trying to find the hidden gems. Unfortunately, Narset is not one of them. I would avoid her. I don't see her as playable either in Legacy or in Modern. She may make a little bit of a splash in Standard, but I don't think she's that strong in Standard either. I see her drop into the $25 range pretty quickly. On the other hand, Selimgar is a fan favorite already. Lots of people like this card. Yes, it's got more casual appeal than competitive appeal, but it's a great possible dragon commander. Control magic is a very, very nice effect on Selimgar. I'm happy to trade for these all the way through the Standard season, even if they drop a little bit, because the long-term value on a card like this to the casual market is very high. For the competitive market, I'm watching the commands. Commands look amazing to me, and the foils are where the value is going to be. The blue-white command is the buy a box promo, which will affect the price a bit, but it's also the best of the commands. The green-white is potentially Modern playable, as is the red-green. I would watch these very carefully, pick them up while they're cheap, and see which ones see play in Modern and in Standard, and then pick up more of those particular ones. The big question, though, is how strong or weak is Collective Company? And honestly, I don't know. I see the dream where you play this and you get a Courser and a Tarmogoyf, and then your top card happens to be a land, and you play a land. You get this really nice 3-card advantage out of 4 casting cost instant, especially if you're able to surprise somebody and block some of their creatures. And that is just a blowout. You're several cards ahead. Well, with the Courser trick, that's more valuable on your turn, where the blocking potential is very high on your opponent's turn as an instant. But either way, there's a lot of value that can come from Collected Company. It's running about $3 to $5 currently. I'm picking up a few myself to brew with. I don't know if it's good. I occasionally make the mistake where I see the upside of a card, but I don't see the downside. anywhere near as strongly. And a bad collected company that hits lands or your other copies of the card or your mana dorks is very, very weak. So is this a Bloodbraid Elf? No, you're not guaranteed to win the lottery when you play it. It is a build-around card, though, that may be very playable in Modern. I would like to hear your thoughts on whether Collective Company is great or not so good. Leave them in the comments. Judge Foils always shake things up. Super happy to see Ravages of War. This is a wonderful card. Yes, it's Armageddon. Yes, it's a $200 version of Armageddon. Very pretty artwork, but allows you a second Armageddon in EDH. Competitive EDH players love this card. Cube builders really, really like this card. Pick it up as a Judge Foil. It will drop in price currently for the white border versions. If you're really interested in it, now is the time to get it, though, after these Judge Foils hit the market. Dualcaster Mage and Felon of the Third Path are unfortunate inclusions in the current Judge promos. Both of these cards are a lot of fun, but they're not that powerful, and neither has made a splash outside of EDH. I would avoid them. They're going to drop in price significantly. As I said a little bit earlier, we're really at the low point for lands right now. The most recent set did not include lands. Fetch lands are starting to pick up in interest and in price. Behind them will be shock lands, as shock lands are the weaker of the two lands. But don't wait 6 months to pick these up, or wait till we get to Zendikar. Once these have been out of print for several months, they'll start to go up again in price. Thanks, this has been Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech. If you want an early preview of these speculation slides, I share these early with all of patrons. Thank you guys all for making the channel possible. We've got a bunch of videos coming out this week, including a altered art video, a top 10 list, and hopefully even a EDH Bant deck tech. Thanks.